안녕하세요.
So nice to welcome you at our Apostolic Nuncio.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's an opportunity.
I believe many people even don't know that an Apostolic Nunciature exists. Does the Apostolic Nunciature take care of day-to-day stuff just like other embassies do?
We have, it is an embassy. See? So we are envoys. And what we call it nunciature, which comes from the Latin word nuncio, from announcer.
Announcer?
Yes, the ambassador is the one who receives a message from his head of state, in my case from Pope Francis, and I announce this message to the church here, Catholic Church here in Korea, and to the South Korean government.
Oh, I had no idea nunciature has such a meaning.
It is a normal embassy, but we have different scopes. The scopes may vary. While normal embassies promote exchange, commercial exchange,
Right.
we do not have that. But we promote values. For example, justice, peace, the rights of the workers. We do our best to encourage democracy in each country. So, may I invite you to our house, the House of the Pope? Please come in.
Sure, I love to. Thank you.
Do you like our house?
Yes, I do. Actually, I've been to many embassies in the past, but this place feels the most Korean to me. Is there any special reason that you decorated in such a Korean way?
Because we do not wish that Koreans look upon us as foreigners. We are here because we want to be part of the society in Korea. And wherever we go as Catholics, we meet other Catholics. So we are not really foreigners. For example, what it is normally called as foreign minister, we do not use this terminology. The emissary of the Holy See for foreign affairs is called Secretary for the Relations with the States. Because wherever he goes and finds Catholics, he's not a stranger, he's not a foreigner. So this is why we use another terminology.
I see.
I will show you around. Isn't this place so wonderful for you?
It is wonderful.
I celebrate Mass every morning here. And this is where I stay after Mass and for my prayers and meditation. And that's where I receive a lot of inspirations and energy to do my work.
Oh, so this is the room that you change?
Where we dress up and where we change, yes. This picture of Bishop Patrick Byrne was given to me only a few days ago. He was a Marian missionary. He was already here in Korea when North and South Korea were divided. And the Holy See chose him to be the first ambassador. And when he was taken prisoner to North Korea, and he died in North Korea. So The day I was appointed as Apostolic Nuncio to Korea, I thought that the wording would be my name, Alfred Xuereb, Apostolic Nuncio in South Korea. But it was not. It was Apostolic Nuncio in Korea. So I asked, why is this? And I was told the Pope appoints you as Apostolic Nuncio to the entire Korean peninsula. At the moment, I am not allowed to accomplish my mission in the northern part of Korea. So I asked him, please, Bishop Byrne, continue to be the nuncio in North Korea from heaven, while I receive your help to accomplish my mission in South Korea.
That's a very touching story.
Very touching story. And I feel, so before going out to my prayers, I ask him, please help me.
So I heard that when Pope Francis visited Korea, he stayed here. So could you show us the room that he stayed?
Yes, of course. It is customary that the Pope, when he travels abroad, goes to stay in the Apostolic Nunciature. In fact, we call it the House of the Pope. Even when Pope John Paul II came to visit Korea, he stayed in this house. And I would be very happy to show you around. Please. I lead you.
Thank you.
Please come in. So this is the sitting room where now I live, and Pope Francis was here.
I see. It's
But
a beautiful room.
he didn't spend a lot of time here because he was always involved in activities outside. But in the evening, of course, after dinner, then he used to come here. Normally he sleeps very early, but he wakes up very early. He wakes up more or less at 4:30.
4:30 a.m.
In the Vatican, I used to live close to his room because the secretary has to be available 24 hours a day. It was a lovely experience. So this is where Pope Francis slept, but it's very simple, very nothing exceptional.
Right. How long has it been since you took up your post here as the Apostolic Nuncio to South Korea?
I arrived in South Korea on 27th of May 2018, so nearly more or less 10 months. And it was exactly the same day I left Rome, was exactly 34 years of my priestly ordination. So 34 years ago, I was starting a new mission as a priest. And after all these years, I was starting a new mission now as a bishop.
I see. What was your first impression of this country?
Well, I was very much impressed, especially by the people, their courteousness. So I immediately felt at home. And when the Pope told me that he wanted to send me to Korea, I accepted immediately. After 24 hours, I wrote him a letter telling him, I accept your appointment very willingly and with enthusiasm. I feel a certain attraction to Korea.
Your first task as a diplomat is with South Korea and also is with Mongolia. I believe this is a very, very significant time, especially when we think of the Korean peninsula. And do you think if there's any special reason that you were appointed as a diplomat at this significant time?
Yes. It is a very significant time indeed. Personally, I do not like the phrase two Koreas. I prefer saying that there is one single Korean family. A part of it is living in the north, and a part of it is living in the south.
Right. When Pope Francis first took his post in 2013, he chose South Korea as the first stop of his trip to Asia. It was a very pleasant surprise for all Koreans, and he was more than welcomed. Was there a reason that he chose Korea as his first trip to Asia?
Although now some years have passed since Pope Francis came on a pastoral visit to South Korea, I hear so many people still talk with enthusiasm about the Pope's visit here.
Right.
And his teachings are still trying to be put into practice. I really believe that it was already in the pipeline of a Pope visiting South Korea, already during the pontificate of Pope Benedict. So then things were developing, the political situation was a little bit different, which made it more urgent for Pope Francis to choose hurriedly to come to South Korea.
I see. Last year, President Moon visited the Holy See, and Pope Francis met him privately for an hour. And also, President Moon gave a speech at the St. Peter's Basilica after the Mass for peace of the Korean Peninsula. And I've heard that these were only possible because of some degree of special treatment from the Holy See. Is there any reason that they greeted President Moon in this way?
The urgent need to establish stable peace on the Korean Peninsula and in the Asian region makes it a very good reason for a special treatment. The Holy See will do its utmost to help to build unity on the Korean Peninsula. In the recent months, Pope Francis has repeatedly spoken about peace and unity on the Korean Peninsula. Never to any other country did he mention about it. So this shows the keen interest the Pope has that peace would be stable here on the Korean Peninsula and in Asia.
I see. President Moon Jae-in and Pope Francis, they talked about Pope's potential visit to North Korea. And I believe the Pope said he would gladly visit North Korea if the official invitation is extended. But even if a formal invitation is made, there's bound to be some conditions that need to be met in order for this to actually happen. So what kind of conditions would it be?
During the private audience of President Moon Jae-in on October 16th with Pope Francis, the South Korean president was kind enough to relay to the Pope the sentiments of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un about the possibility of welcoming him. So we are very keen to receive this formal request from North Korean leader, and as soon as this happens, the Holy See will start considering the conditions possible for a visit of Pope Francis to North Korea.
Then, if circumstances allow, do you think the Pope really visit North Korea?
He would be very happy to be invited.
Actually, North Korea is under a lot of scrutiny from the international community due to human rights issue. And if Pope Francis does visit North Korea upon accepting the invitation, the formal invitation, there's also bound to be some disagreements, I believe. What would be some ways to work around this?
Well, I don't think it is very wise to discuss issues in ifs and hypothetical events. We wait for the time when it's ripe and for the circumstances to develop, and then we do our best.
I see. What would the South Korean Catholic community need to do in preparation for the two countries reuniting, even though you also said that you don't like the term of two Koreas?
I am convinced now, after 10 months that I have been here, that the Catholic Church is already doing a lot in order to eventually promote exchanges between the northern part and the southern part of the Korean family. There is a specific commission inside the CBCK, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Bishops, for unification. And it organizes a lot of initiatives which are very meaningful.
I see. One of the many things that you've done that caught people's attention was standing up for people without voices. You met with labor workers here, and I heard that you visited Jeju April 3rd Peace Park as well and prayed for the victims there. What are your reasons to stand up for those people?
Please let me clarify that the main task of a mission of the nuncio is not a political one. We are more inspired by the gospel to put on values. And one of these values is to enhance unity, peace, and also the recognition of the rights of the workers. So if you go through the magisterium, the teachings, social teachings of the Catholic Church, you will easily understand why we give a lot of attention to the task of promoting human rights. After all, our mission is not to attract people's attention, but to put into practice what the people need.
I see. I know you also held a very special event a while ago, and we were there to witness, so let's take a look at that moment.
On March 21st, the Vatican's diplomatic mission to Seoul, the Apostolic Nuncio, hosted a big crowd at the invitation of Monsignor Alfred Xuereb.
오늘 연주회가 있다 그래서요. 같이 가보자. 그래서 우리 교우 목동성당 교우하고 같이 왔습니다.
네, 기대하고 왔습니다.
A performance is being given at the Apostolic Nuncio by the Purume Orchestra, a group of musicians with disabilities. Monsignor Xuereb recognized their talent early on and created the event to help those with and without disabilities come closer together.
It was not by chance that we chose March 21st, which is the beginning of spring. So we wish that through this concert, a new mentality would spring up so that people would appreciate the capabilities of these persons.
근데 이제 이 청년들이 많은 연습을 해가지고 그런 아름다운 화음을 내고 연주를 할 때 많은 사람들이 보고 아, 장애인 그런데 할 수 없는 사람들이 아니라 다른 재능을 가지고 있구나. 나는 다르지만은 또 다른 어떤 우리 사회에 필요한 존재구나라고 그런 것들을 인식시킬 수 있는 계기인 것 같아요. 그래서
오늘은 푸르메 앙상블 합주뿐 아니라 첼로 솔로, 스트링 트리오, 클라리넷 앙상블이 다양한 연주를 준비했습니다.
As a performance prepared just for this occasion, the Purume Orchestra has rehearsed a number of pieces, not only as an ensemble, but to show off their soloists too. Founded in 2013, the Purume Orchestra consists of people with visual and developmental disabilities. Through musical activities, it's played a huge role in helping those with disabilities live independent lives. The music wins big applause from the audience as the fruit of hard work by each and every performer. And for everyone who hears the music, it removes prejudice and replaces it with hope for endless potential and possibilities.
I was very touched today to see that even if you have something, if you have an illness, you're not perfectly fit, you can still enjoy your life and give something to the others, and this really helped me today. So I'm very happy I could be here.
아이들이 저렇게 악보도 안 보고 노력해서 저렇게 한다는 게 너무 가슴 벅차더라고요.
From their performance at the Apostolic Nuncio, the orchestra members also took with them more courage and hope that they can be closer to the rest of society.
사람들 앞에서 연주하면서는 매우 기쁘고 행복하고 뿌듯합니다.
음악으로 그 마음을 채워서 감사했어요.
As he always has, Monsignor Alfred Xuereb will continue his work to care for those who need a helping hand.
I would like to say a thank you. Thank you because by coming here, they filled my heart with joy. I see their beauty, their purity, which we need. So I am very happy that they came to us and offered their purity of heart.
It was very beautiful and heartwarming event. How did you feel after successfully holding this event?
I was very satisfied with the atmosphere created. See, it was a special concert. We tried to send a message across that even these people, although they have disabilities, have something beautiful to offer to society.
Right,
They can
right.
enrich our lives. What I can assure you is that they will remain in our heart. Our interest of promoting these people's abilities will continue.
I see. The way you stand up for minority really reminds me of the late Cardinal Stephen Kim Soo-han, and I know you were also present at the 10-year commemorative mass. And I also heard that Pope and Cardinal Kim was very close as well. What kind of person was Cardinal Kim in your memory?
He was a huge personality. And personally, I do not think that comparisons are appropriate. But I choose him as my mentor. He is a teacher to me. He was very courageous in defending the poor and defending the rights of the workers.
So how does the Holy See view Korean Catholic? Is there something special about Korean Catholic community?
What makes the Korean Catholic Church unique is that normally foreign missionaries go to the country and evangelize, speak about the gospel.
Right.
But here in Korea, they were lay people, Korean lay people who came in contact with the gospel and with the Catholic books, and they initiated the Catholic faith. They are very, very important for us. I think they leave us a very important legacy. They were very brave because they were persecuted. They also were killed, they were martyred. So I think they have a great message to us today. We should all also be brave to profess our faith.
There is something that we cannot forget about, which is the Catholic pilgrimage route in Seoul. And I heard that it's Asia's first international pilgrimage sites recognized by the Holy See. What were the reasons for its recognition?
Well, recognizing the pilgrimage routes on behalf of the Holy See means that it will be recognized for all the Catholic Church. So not only Korean Catholics can go to these martyr shrines, but also all Catholics from around the world can go there. And an emissary, there is a department in the Holy See's offices which takes care of this. And the head of this department traveled purposely to South Korea last June in order to proclaim the recognition. So this is very important for us because visiting as a pilgrim the shrines of the martyrs is a great occasion to pastoral work, to catechetical work, so that the Catholics will learn more about Jesus Christ. And they have some mentors to imitate, to be brave like them, to witness their Catholic faith.
I see. Lastly, is there anything on your list of to-dos that you absolutely want to do while you're here in Korea?
I don't really have a program what to do here in South Korea. I go often inside our chapel, and during prayer and meditation, I leave God to inspire me what to do. So day by day, I go there and try to understand what the Lord wants from me during this time here in South Korea as an Apostolic Nuncio.
I see. Thank you very much for your time and also sharing all of your insights with us today.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.